Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the OS Taiko World Cup 2023 Semifinals Mappool Showcase. I am Mangamizer, and joined with me today, Janitor. How are you doing?
Hello, we just had a number of really exciting matches, including a tiebreaker, and I can't be more excited for the semifinals next week.
Yeah, we've got a really spicy map pool coming up. We really put a lot of effort into this one, so without further ado, let's dive right in.
Alright, so we have Nomad 1, which, as always, is the consistency map. We have the Cirque de Minuit 2019 rework by Mori Yatsushi, mapped by Reynald.
Yeah, so as those of you might remember, Reynald mapped one of the qualifiers map, the NM1, and I really liked how that turned out, so I asked him to map the Nomad 1 again. Also, I realized how much I've been butchering the pronunciation of this song.
Okay, how are you pronouncing it before?
Le Cirque de Minuit or something.
I mean, I don't know, maybe that's how it's pronounced, I just assumed. Well, one of us is right, or both of us could be wrong.
That's also a possibility. Anyway, the intent of this song is to test sort of a mixed snap, kind of, it's got 1-3, 1-4, 1-6, as you can see here in the intro, and originally the idea was to turn this into sort of like a 7-flat kind of 1-6 spam map, which we kind of ended up doing, but we have different elements mixed in. So it's got an SR of 7.3. I know it says 7.41, but I think that's stable SR. And it's got a duration of 342, so it's pretty long.
Yeah, I also see that there's some finisher patterns too. There's like a KK finisher earlier on.
It really surprised me to know that this song has never been mapped in Taiko.
Really? I'm surprised.
Yeah. It's like a Mori song. It's really surprising.
Yeah, it feels like almost every Mori Yatsushi song has been mapped at some point and is either ranked or loved.
Lots of 1-6 bursts there, very tricky. The momentum keeps going as well. There are very few spaces for breaks.
Yeah, teams definitely picked Nomad 1 a lot this week. I think this map is hard enough that maybe this won't be picked as much, but I'm assuming this is still more accessible than some of the other maps.
Our end is built different.
Really is. Still assessing.
Oh, there we go.
Right,
there was the 100.
Oh, it's a bit of an evil burst into the 1/3.
You haven't seen the least of it.
Oh.
Just wait till the end. Yeah, the final Ki. I mean, there's no Ki time on this for some reason. Because Reynolds, he wasn't sure where to put the Ki, but like the final section goes really hard.
Yeah, that's fair. Ki in Scorby 2 doesn't actually affect score, so it's mostly just visual. Wow, that does go pretty hard. There could be situations where scores end up swinging back dramatically depending on how teams handle that last pattern.
Right. Speaking of Narend, for Nomad 2, we've got a special surprise lined up. Take it away, Trosk. All right, that was No Mod 2, Sleight of Hand by Torimaru, an OS original, mapped by Nurin, played by Nurin. I swear, this pool is sponsored by Sweden or something. Um, yeah, this is intended as it was originally intended, this slot, as a tech map, but we kind of did a switcheroo, and it's kind of more swingy, which is like a type of tech. So it's really annoying to play. Very easy to get misses. In terms of difficulty, it's not a huge step up from Shinde from last stage. But yeah, Janitor, what do you think? Janitor? Oh no. Uh, well, I guess we're having some technical issues here. But yeah, this one. So Torimaru agreed to do 5 original songs for the World Cups this year, and this is 2 out of 5. The astute of you may notice that we had the MWC7 key original from a couple weeks ago, and so for those of the avid World Cup viewers, you can certainly look forward to seeing more of these in the months to come. Anyway, moving on to Noah 3, we have Run and Gone by Antiplayer, mapped by Astick. This is intended to be the speed map of the pool. Very brief, slow BPM section. We have a speed up, and it goes to a really funny kitty kitty K stream. This is 320 BPM, and it goes on for about 3 minutes. When I approached A-Stick to map this one, there were initially a lot of awkward patterns that made it very difficult to actually get any combo on this. So this map had to undergo a lot of nerfs from what it originally is, and I think we found a good balance while maintaining the appropriate density, but keeping the patterns simple and fun to play. It's just pure 1/4. So last stage in the Nomad 3, we had Sui no M something, I forgot the name, but it was a 303 BPM map. So we've stepped it up by about 17 BPM this time. This certainly very full ultable, and I think single tappers might have a bad time with this map. Very comfortable to ult.
What you playing? Hello? Yo,
I've always found this song. Oh, hello, Janitor.
Hello? Yo.
Oh, hello.
Yo.
Yeah, take that thing off. Hello. I always found that part of the song to be really funny. How's your internet?
Working better than it was 5 seconds ago.
So we're entering the final TI, and we have some lengthy passages here, so very few breaks.
I do see that this map is very unrelenting, but relatively simple patterns.
Yeah, the patterns are intended to be very simple. So that was the goal, to create a high-density map with simple patterns.
Yeah, 320 is around the spot where it really starts getting into true speed.
True speed.
True speed.
Subjective. Okay, moving on to No Mod 4, we have Wrath of the Fallen One by Raiden. This is the ranked map. This is the stamina map of the pool. So I've always discussed this with other people, how stamina isn't a skill set below a certain difficulty level. And I think this is about the right time to start including really heavy stamina maps. This is a 240 BPM Death Stream map.
Yeah, you know you're about to be in for some pain when it's a Raiden map of an Inferi song.
I think this was one of like the 4 songs that Raiden got qualified on the same day.
Oh, really?
I didn't even remember that. Like, that was a couple years ago when Inferi got FA. Like, he got 4 songs qualified at the same time. This is one of them.
Yeah, I definitely remember that. And of course, Raiden maps have been a real classic in TWC for quite a while, so it's about what you would expect.
This map is completely unforgiving in stamina. Like, it just goes on and on. You can see it's got like 3,000 plus objects in 4 minutes. I wouldn't say the patterning is particularly difficult. It just goes on and on and on. It's like there are streams that are over 200 notes in this.
Yeah, it's kind of just classic metal patterning in terms of the streams.
DDKK players have a good time here.
Well, it's only 240 BPM. If you're going into semifinals for TWC, you should be able to play this. Fingers crossed. This, I'm assuming, is one of the long streams.
This is taxing even for KDDK players. Like, the long amount of monos, it just wears down your forearms.
Oh, and the long mono section afterwards, right after the 2 long streams.
What was Naren doing this?
They're just...
Alright, and then
oh my god.
after the 2,000 combo mark, we start getting some more complicated patterns. There's a very disgusting pattern coming up. I'm not expecting many FCs on this.
Oh my god.
I do not expect FCs in match. It's hard to FC. There's so many nodes. I'm not expecting FCs in match. But I am expecting good and bad recoveries. And that will really determine who will win on these types of stamina maps, because if you recover poorly, your stamina just goes down the drain and then you just end up flailing for 2 minutes and hope the map ends. Like, but it just is still going on.
Oh my god, this is unrelenting. And there have been some pretty notable, like, no-blocking incidents on stream maps in the past, so this is one to watch out for.
Damn, then we got like a really evil 1-4 to 1/3. Admittedly, I do think this map is probably on the harder end. Like, it's definitely on the harder end in this pool. Probably one of the hardest maps in this pool. But it's a good map. I like it.
Yeah, also 5 100s on the replay, wow. Okay, so now we have No Mod 5, the gimmick map. So we have End Me Cut version, song by Delena, map by DTN. Oh, no.
Gimmicks, we can usually let the map speak for itself. I would say that some of our thought process behind this map was that because no one took the swing map, we kind of had to leverage a bit of tech here.
Oh, that's really cool, actually.
In terms of gimmick, this map is quite easy to learn, but it is mechanically much more demanding than anything we've seen before it. It's very easy to pick up this one.
Yeah,
So
so
if you're not careful, you could find yourself staring at a bunch of misses.
yeah, Wormray was pretty polarizing this week, getting banned out quite a lot. This one seems to be leaning more into the tech than the gimmick part of it.
Okay.
Alright. That's funny, Slider.
Oh, I really love this bit. Probably the most dense part of the map.
Is that 1-6 or is that 1-8?
It's 1-6.
Okay. Wow, that just turned all the way up to 11 around the 2/3 mark and stayed all the way up there.
Certainly one of the easier maps in the pool, I have to say. It might not look it. Gimmick maps tend to look very intimidating, but this one is probably one of the easier maps in the entire pool. Yeah, it's Anyway, moving on to Hidden. Okay, for Hidden 1, we have a bit of an announcement to make, actually. So take it away. sound is so satisfying on the laser screen.
It really is.
This is Hidden One. Yeah. So yes, we have a featured artist announcement. Chon is now a featured artist on OS, and what you just listened to is Due, mapped by Jai, played by Jai, live cam by Jai. This is a bit of a callback to 2018, my first year in TWC pooling, where we got Perfect Pillow from Chon in Hidden One, I believe, or was it Hidden Two? I can't remember.
It was Hidden One.
Oh, for the quarterfinal stage, and it's been 5 years since we've had a Chon song in TWC. So I thought it'd be a nice callback to get Jai to map this one. And yeah, I really like the song, and I really like how the map turned out. It does feature some questionable snaps. We had to go through the editor on super slow motion, and I think there are like some 2-9 snaps in there or something. And but yeah, it turned out really well, I think. So I hope you guys enjoy it.
Yeah, it looks really interesting. And Hidden One was fairly popular this week, as popular as Hidden One can be, so hopefully it'll continue for next week.
I don't think it's going to be as popular.
Well, here's hoping.
So Hidden 2, Janitor?
All right, so we have another Moi Moi Sushi song, but this time it's versus Uma. We have Eternal Dreamer, mapped by Naryuga. So this is the faster Hidden. It's 256 BPM. I'm not sure if there's any base SV changes as well.
It goes up to 1.1.
Okay, yeah.
In terms of overall density, this one is about as dense, if not less dense, than the previous stage's Speed Hidden. But the burst, we've got 1.6 burst, which is definitely a step up compared to last week's. Well, I mean this week's, I guess. The quarterfinals Hidden 2.
Yeah, you can also see that there's a fair bit of 1.6 as well, I think. So definitely more of a reading challenge, but this is the sort of thing that a lot of players tend to be good at, so I expect it to be on the popular side.
Yeah, we've got some longer patterns with complicated 1.6. Very satisfying if you can hit it.
Yeah, I'm always a sucker for more and more signs.
And that is your hidden pool. What do you think of the hidden pool, Janitor? It's got contrast.
Yeah, to say the least. It's definitely a step up from quarterfinals, especially with the general difficulty.
Did you cut out? Did your internet die again? Oh no. Looks like we lost Janitor again. Bit unfortunate. But moving on to HR1, we have the funniest background in the pool. Another callback to this time 2019, where we had Sheer Serum mapped by Rafalge. This year we have Shatting's Theorem, also mapped by Rafalge. In the HR pool this time. Last time was a no mod. This is somehow harder than Sheer Serum. This features a lot of funny snaps, and it's a very fun song.
Yeah, and I like the background to it as well.
Hey, you're back!
I am back.
This contains a lot of electric bursts.
Yeah, I can see.
And this is on OD10, by the way. Wait, why does the
It says
stream say
$11.2.
OD11.2? How does that work?
We're also apparently showcasing new mechanics with next week.
Yeah, it is not OD11.2, it's OD10. It's OD10. Fun fact, Nurin set this in a multiplayer lobby, so that's really cool.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Just cracked out of his mind.
Seriously, Nurin's hard carrying for the replays.
And also mapping, too.
Yes. Like I said earlier, this pool is sponsored by Sweden. And upcoming, we have big funny stream.
Oh no. The long DK streams.
Classic.
Oh, and a funny mono at the end.
Yeah. Hopefully, players have the bandwidth to process this this interesting map.
Okay, next up for Hard Rock 2, we have Sword of Justice, the song by Sword of Justice, all caps, map by MTK, which is the higher SV, I assume higher BPM Hard Rock.
Right, even though it's 137 BPM, this thing goes up to 1.8x SV, which is a 246 equivalent. So it peaks at 246, which is a step up from last week, which peaked at 240. This is mapped with double BPM, so it's mapped as a 274 BPM map with 246 SV.
Alright, so definitely a noticeable step up. Also noticing that it's on the lengthier side, around the same length as Hard Rock 2 from last week, so definitely can be straining to read 247 Hard Rock for so long.
It's a funny story. I was actually in a museum earlier in the week, and I was looking at some paintings, and there was a painting of Sword of Justice. It's just like a random coincidence. And there's like, just somewhere in a museum, and there's just this woman holding a sword. And it's like, oh. It's a shame we didn't use that as a background, but...
So that was the inspiration for this pick then.
Easily. Oh, I love this bit. It's just 1-2. It's so stressful.
Yeah, I think quite a few Hard Rock players who are actually able to play it, so not me, have said that a lot of the times the fast 1-2s are stressful because you're still single tapping it most of the time, but you have very little margin for error.
Right, the hardest part of the map.
Oh my god. Alright, that's something we got a bit faster, to say the least.
I personally find playing higher BPM on a lower SV to be easier on HR compared to the equivalent. I don't know if that made any sense, but like I think playing 270 BPM on 240 SV is easier than playing 240 BPM on 240 SV, simply because the notes are closer together.
Yeah.
Which is partly where some of the difficulty comes from reading HR. But that's subjective, I think.
Yeah, I also find the same. It's just you have a bit more time to process the patterns, which is normally the issue with high BPM hard rock that you just have no time at all. So I think it is a bit easier.
Vividly, this map is pretty hard. I think players will be able to manage this.
Yeah.
People have come a long way in HR in the past few years. But yeah, that's the HR pool. Oh my god, Tross, you're so fast. Please slow down. This is DT1. This is Frozen World, which is a banger song on DT. This is an edit of the existing ranked map by Ikin, so it's not some 8-star impossible map. This is significantly watered down. This is intended to be the 1618 kind of technical consistency map. It's like basically the slower but more technical cousin of No Mod 1.
Yeah, I
Replay.
think...
Oh, sorry, go.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, I think I remember this song being featured in the Taiko World Cup. Oh,
Yes, it was featured in 2015. The Fierce map, I think.
Yes. Yeah, I think it was in Hidden.
I don't think so. I think there's just no mod. Hidden would be easy.
Oh, okay, yeah. But it's really good to see it again, especially kind of completely recontextualized.
I think it's been pulled as a Hidden before, but this song on DT is slaps so hard.
It really does. And I'm assuming it might also slap the players quite hard, considering some of the performances on DT1 this week.
G-wise, this is definitely a lot easier to read. This is only 210 BPM, so the pattern density hasn't increased significantly, although we have a big mega stream here.
Oh, jeez. And the part right before that too, which is a lower SV part that was still fairly dense with 1.6. I think anyone playing this is very happy with the SV speed up at the end.
I do wonder whether certain types of players have an advantage on this kind of map. Like, I don't know if this is like a skill set that people particularly train for. Like, you have people who train on tech, you have people who train on like speed or stamina or whatever, but this is just a thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's a bit more specialized because it's more like on the bursty, techy side, and usually people who play tech don't play super fast tech, and people who play really fast maps usually don't play that much tech, so it's kind of an in-between between the two.
Full replay from Jai there. Thank you very much.
Okay, moving on, we have DT2, Over the Limit, song by Aimee?
Me? I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea how to pronounce that, but map by Nardo, so we have the high BPM DT.
So keeping in tradition with just high BPM maps, we've been careful not to include any complicated snappings in this, although the patterning in this is significantly harder compared to No Mod 3. We see longer streams, we see more awkward hand switches type kind of patterns, but it's pure 1/4. And as we'd expect, the BPM is lower at 293. So
yeah, so a really nice compliment to the mostly just super fast but simple map of No Mod 3. And again, I think it's the kind of maps that tends to be in the skill set for a lot of high-level players. Like, it's definitely close to...
Farm. It's like DT Farm, yeah.
It's closer to
I
DT
lied.
Farm than DT1. Oh.
I lied. That there was a non-1/4 snap there. It's like a doublet. I think it looked like one doublet. I think we can be forgiven for that.
Well, now next week someone is going to miss on it and lose points in that because they thought it was entirely 1/4. Yeah, and it's interesting too, the fact that because of, oh my god, those are somewhat gross patterning on that. Yeah, 3v3 makes it so that the harder the maps get, it gets exponentially harder to pick a full roster of 3 for every map.
Sometimes you just have to step up to bat, and people have improved throughout tournaments. We've seen it happen before, and we'll see it happen again. This is tricky, though. Actually, all the maps here are pretty tricky.
Yeah, to say the least.
But as a refreshing change of pace, moving on to Free Mod 1, we have an OS original song from MWC 7 Key 2023. We have Ataraxia by Samstring, mapped by MTNT Wars. This is intended to be a high OD, just moddable Free Mod 1.
And of course OD 7.7, so a bit more fair accuracy-wise compared to Hard Rock and Hidden.
This is probably the easiest map to pull. So I would not be surprised, given the number of teams that are left, to see multiple hidden Hard Rocks on this one.
Yeah, that is an interesting balancer though for the free mod, because teams will make it as easy or as hard for themselves as they want to.
This map goes up to 1.2 SV, I believe, so it peaks out at 240 SV for HR, and it drops to about 150 or 160 for hidden, if I'm not mistaken.
It's a very menacing 6.66 XR for, but I'm guessing it's different between stages.
On laser 6.49.
Okay.
Fun fact, No Mod 2 has the lowest SR on new SR. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it really shouldn't have low SR, but it is what it is. Just kind of like just an easier version of No Mod 1, basically. Lower BPM, simpler snaps, but you have to play it with mods. One thing I have noticed is that teams who weren't able to field even one hidden or hard rock players struggled a lot because they just couldn't play the free mod pool because that just one of their players just couldn't keep up. So it's really, but I think we've reached a point where teams, certainly by this point with only 12 teams left, we have players who can manage well on one or more mods. So
yeah, shouldn't be a problem now. Okay, so we have Free Mod 2, which is also an OS original from the Mania World Cup 7 Key. So we have Glorious, song by Hinoka Asuka versus S-Dawn, mapped by ZTH.
this is probably going to be a favorite among the players. I think we unanimously agreed between the map poolers and the playtesters that this is a really good map. This is intended as the anti-mod. It features high and low SVs, familiar with the song, and it contains some finisher difficulty as well.
Yeah, this definitely looks really fun, and for whatever reason, the anti-mod every week has usually been the most picked map as well, so I expect this to be much the same.
I actually got inspired to do something like this from EGTS, from pooling for EGTS in 2021. We had a very similar map in this slot. It was one of the other songs by Hinu Isuka.
Oh, I see. Oh god, that's an interesting 1-6 stream. Or, I'm not sure if that's 1-6 actually. There's some spots that are really tricky for...
We have the speed up to 180 now.
I think above all else, this map just looks very fun, so very optimistic about it being picked.
Pretty sure it'll be a crowd favorite.
And also the song is also just really fun.
Oh, the finisher is so hard though.
Oh jeez, yeah, right at the end there.
Alright, and moving on to Free Mod Free, we have, surprise, surprise, another MWC7 key post original. I wonder if there's a theme going on here. This is Sentimental Surge by Level 4. This is mapped by Hana Hanashi, further adding credence to the fact that this pool is sponsored by Sweden. This is the stream map for FM3. Yes, this is stream.
Alright, so Fremont stream maps have always been really scary. Not inherently anti-mod, it's just that you really don't want to miss while you have a mod. Interesting that there's a bit of a slow section though.
We're just getting into the song.
Okay, there it is.
As much as I'd love to see people play this with Hidden Hard Rock, it's just really risky. With any stream map, just Hidden Hard Rock is just asking for trouble.
It depends heavily on how strong your mental is. And I think the stream maps, the interesting thing too, is that it's not just about how well you can do in practice, but you also have to practice getting back into the stream after missing.
Yeah, the sheer amount of concentration you need for 4 minutes of Hidden Hard Rock is insane.
Oh wow, yeah, it's 4.5 minutes long.
Well, if you cut the intro and the ending, then the meat of the map is about, it's over 3 minutes.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Speaking about original songs, I don't know if you heard, but Horomaru was not the only artist we asked to make a set of 5 originals for the World Cup this year. Level 4 was the other artist, so we haven't seen a new Level 4 song yet. So, what, foreshadowing?
Maybe. Yeah, all 3 of the Fremont songs have really been bangers so far, so I'd be happy to see more. The stream is lasting for quite a while, isn't it?
It's evil.
Some relatively tricky 1/6 to end it off too.
Notice in the chat someone said this was literally a farm map. I mean, that was kind of the intention. It's like one of those old style We Love Llama type, like 1/6, 1/4 spam. That's literally the intention of this thing. Who doesn't love a good farm map?
Really hurts my soul to hear We Love Llama be called an old map. That just strikes at me deep inside. I'm not sure I appreciate that. Wait, when was We Love Llama? Was that
2018. 2018.
2018. That feels like just a year ago, but oh my god, it's actually been so long.
We don't talk about 2018.
But yeah, this and Fremont 2 are going to be excellent times for the really good Fremont players to really hard carry.
So, we've had 3 OS originals. I wonder what the tiebreaker could be.
I wonder.
Oh, guess what? Yeah, we did it again. Reusing songs? Blasphemy. Sacrilege.
Well, they're great songs.
They're really good songs. This pool is also actually sponsored by MWC17. This is Kyuko by category, the MWC7 key Grand Finals tiebreaker, being used as the semis tiebreaker for TWC this year. This is a collab by Lur1211 and Rize. This is intended to be a moddable tiebreaker, so definitely doable for hidden and hard rock, so we have taken that into consideration.
That's quite...
You were saying?
Yeah, I'm saying that's quite interesting to make it moddable, especially in semifinals when there's a lot of line for the winners bracket teams. If they can win, then they go onto the podium, so it gives a lot of incentive to practice this.
I've always said category makes amazing songs for taiko, and really, when I first heard this song like a couple months ago, I was like, yeah, we're using this for taiko. Like, we're definitely using this. I mean, it's just so diverse, and it's so appropriate.
Yeah, it works really well, I think. This section is just the tiniest bit equal with some of those mappings.
Probably the hardest part of the map.
Oh geez, that's yeah, some really tricky patterns in this overall. song has a really fun energy to it. I can't really describe.
Sound. I forget what the word I used was. It sounds very triumphant.
Yeah,
especially towards the end.
Feels like I'm going through an entire story arc listening to this.
I mean, isn't that what music is all about?
Yeah, I guess so. You think anyone will hidden hard rock this?
I certainly hope not. But if it does happen, then I'll be there to see it, I guess.
It might be possible, but it's just a big opportunity cost of practicing that, especially when
you have to like
pretty hard to begin with.
Assume that you're gonna play tiebreaker. You can't just assume you're gonna play tiebreaker, can you?
Well, if you're up 5-0 and you decide, hey, I spent all that time practicing, I'm gonna get my money's worth, and then you decide to just throw 5 points for the tiebreaker.
At this point, players are likely very tired. I mean, they've played 10 maps, and we're throwing like mixed snaps, 1-4, 1-6. Yeah.
It's definitely very challenging.
And there we have it. TWC 2023 semis pool full of surprises and announcements. I hope you enjoy it because it's probably my last TWC pool ever. Because I think I've made it clear, but I'm stepping down from map pooling after this year, and finals and grand finals are, well, my sort of specialty. So this is my final pool. I've been doing it for God knows how long, so I think I've more than overstayed my welcome. So thank you, everyone, and we hope you enjoy.
Yeah, it's been a really long time with you at the helm. It feels like you've been here for longer than you've not been.
Not as long as Ano. Ano's been at the helm for 6 years. I've only done it for 5.
Ah, yes. But yeah, quite a reign of terror.
Yeah. Nah, when we think about it, yeah. Anyway, that is the Semifinals Mappool Showcase. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Mango, and join me, Janitor, and we hope you take care. And we'll see you next time.